Good morning, children. Shall we begin the class? Did you all do the homework given in the last class? Okay. Today, let us study about the plant tissues. We already discussed about the tissues. What is a tissue? Okay, tissue is a group of similar cells which perform a particular function. The body of all living organism is made up of cells. Cells unite to form the tissues. Today, let us study about the plant tissues. The body of a plant is made up of two types of tissues, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. About the meristematic tissue you learned in the last class, so leave it. Today, let us study about the permanent tissues. Permanent tissues. From the name itself, it is clear that the cells are permanent. You know, in meristematic tissue, the cells are dividing. But in permanent tissue, cells do not divide. So what is a permanent tissue? Permanent tissue consists of non-dividing cells. The meristematic tissue contains the dividing cells. So when the plant grows, that dividing cells stop their activity of division and become permanent to specialize the various functions of the plant. So that is the permanent tissues. Many part of the plant, most part of the plant is made up of the permanent tissues. On the basis of the function, there are three types of permanent tissues: protecting tissues, supporting tissues, and conducting tissues. Protecting tissues. First one. Protecting. That means protect the various parts of the plant. That means protection is done by the outer covering. So these protecting tissues are found in the outer covering of the plant parts, especially the epidermis of the leaves. The outer covering of the leaf is called epidermis. Outer covering of the root is called the epidermis, and the bark of the stem. All these are made up of protecting tissues, and they protect the plant's parts. Next one is the supporting tissue. Support the various parts of the plant. Support. Give support, mechanical support to the various parts of the plant. There are different types of supporting tissues. Three types of supporting tissues are, the names are somewhat different. You may be hearing the names first time: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. These are the three types of supporting tissues. Let us study one by one in detail. First one is a parenchyma. They are thin-walled living cells. Thin-walled living cells with intercellular spaces. That means they are round cells. They are thin-walled living cells with intercellular spaces. In between the cells, there will be some gap. That is called inter space between the cells. So intercellular space, with intercellular space. Where are they found? They are found in the soft parts of the plant. And what is their function? They store food, as in potatoes. You know, potatoes contain the soft part. That soft part is made up of parenchyma cells. And the cortex of the root, all the many other parts also, this parenchyma is present. But you just understand, they are found in the soft part of the plants. For one example of parenchyma is the cells in the potatoes. They store food. Okay. Then the next, some of the parenchyma cells may contain chlorophyll. So they help in the photosynthesis or preparing the food. And some other plants which grow in water, they may contain air. They are called aerenchyma cells. That aerenchyma cells help them to float in the water. They contain air. They are filled with air. So parenchyma may be store the food. Some parenchyma cells contain chlorophyll, so they are called chlorenchyma, and so they help in the synthesis of food. Then they are filled with air, so they are called aerenchyma, help in floating of the plant parts in the water. Then the second one is the collenchyma. Collenchyma. They are elongated cells, thick-walled elongated cells, as seen in the figure drawn on the board. Thick-walled elongated cells. They are mainly found in the leaf stalks to support the plant parts. You know, the leaf stalk of the leaf, support the leaf, the lamina of the leaf. So to support the lamina. So its function is to support. They are thick-walled elongated cells. They are found in the leaf stalk and the parts below the epidermis, just below the epidermis. Then the third type is the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma consists of thick-walled dead cells. The main point is that they are made up of dead cells. The thickness is due to the substance in the wall that is called a lignin. That is, lignin is present in the walls. Here you can see the thick-walled dead cells, and they are found in the veins of the leaf, stalk of the leaf, and all the thick parts of the plant. And the veins, last year you learned about the venation in leaves. The veins are the thick lines. So that veins contain the sclerenchyma cells. They give support to the plant parts. The next one is these three are the supporting tissues: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Then the next third type of permanent tissue is the conducting tissues. Conducting tissues conduct materials throughout the plant. What are the things to be conducted in plants? The roots absorb water from the soil. That water is transported to upper parts of the plant. Using that water, the leaf prepare the food. That prepared food is transported to all other parts of the plant. So transport materials, conduct materials throughout the plant. For conducting materials, there are special tissues in plants. They are called conducting tissues. There are two types of conducting tissues in plants: xylem and phloem. What are they? Xylem and phloem. You are hearing these terms first time. That is why I am repeating. Xylem and phloem. Xylem. And before going to the xylem and phloem, you have to know here the protecting tissues and supporting tissues are made up of only one type of cells. So they are called simple permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues. And here the conducting tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. So they are called complex permanent tissue. So we can say the permanent tissues are two types: simple and complex. So simple permanent tissues are protecting tissues and supporting tissues. Complex permanent tissues are the conducting tissues. Conducting tissues are two types: xylem and phloem. Then come to the xylem. Xylem transport water and minerals from the root to upper parts of the plant. Root absorb the water that is transported to all other parts of the plant through the xylem. Xylem consists of tracheids, xylem parenchyma, xylem vessels, and xylem fibers. So there are different types of cells in xylem. That is why it is called complex tissue. It transports water and minerals from the root to upper parts of the plant. That is upward transportation. Next is the phloem. Phloem is also a complex permanent tissue. It consists of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. So there are different types of cells in the phloem. So it is also known as a complex permanent tissue. Then what is the function of phloem? Phloem transport the prepared food from the leaf to other parts of the plant. It may be downward to the root and other parts of the plant. So xylem and phloem are the conducting tissues. They transport the materials throughout the plant. Xylem transport water and minerals to upper parts of the plant, and the phloem transport food from the leaf to other parts of the plant. Downward transportation or sideways to all other parts of the plant. So these are all about the permanent tissues in plants. To make it more clear, you can watch an animation.
We studied about meristematic tissues, right? Now tell me one thing. Do plants also have permanent tissues right when they germinate from seeds? Permanent tissues are composed of cells that have lost the power of dividing. That is kind of out of place, right? The plant is growing and thus must have only meristematic tissues. Permanent tissues would mean tissues that are already present and those that do not divide. So initially, if the plant does not have permanent tissues, where do they come into the picture? I am sure this is a mind-boggling question. The answer is actually quite simple. When meristematic tissues have divided and reached the final stage of division, they attain maturity. After this point, these tissues do not divide anymore. They only get differentiated into different parts, and these non-dividing tissues then become permanent tissues. Did you understand what this means? It means both the meristematic tissues and permanent tissues are one and the same. When tissues grow and divide, they are known as meristematic tissues. And when they finally mature and divide no more, they become permanent tissues. So permanent tissues are nothing but matured meristematic tissues. Do you know there are mainly two types of permanent tissues? Can you take a guess at their names? Yes, they are simple tissues and complex tissues. We will look at the simple permanent tissues in detail. The very word simple means they have a very simple structure. All the cells of a simple permanent tissue are almost the same. Do you know that there are 3 subtypes of the simple permanent tissue? Yes, and do you want to know what they're called? Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma are the 3 types of simple permanent tissues. If you must know in one word what each of these tissues do, let us see what they can be called otherwise. Parenchyma can be called a filler tissue. Collenchyma is a supporter, while sclerenchyma is a protector tissue.